Hello everybody, TCP here, and welcome to another episode of my Let's Play series. Last episode, remember we made this animal farm, and today it's working really fine by the way. And right now I'm collecting some chicken eggs, because I want to show you something. But before that, remember that the water elevators were not working really good, and that's because the animals were getting stuck. So I came up with a good solution, especially for the chickens. Uh, Let me show you that. Okay, so the thing is this. To move the animals up, we usually use water elevators that are basically a water column of water source blocks where the animals swim upwards and go to the destination point. So usually we have a water current that leads to a water column, but often the animals get stuck right here. The water pushes them to this slab. This slab is here to lift them a little bit, and so they can enter in this block, and then they go up. But they often get trapped or blocked by this block, this cobblestone block. So that's why we need to add we need to remove one block here. So this water source has actually a water current that when the animals come here, they get pulled by this current and they get free from that block, and then they go up. The thing is that this configuration only works for cows. You know, cows are 2-block tall mobs. Well, one and a half block tall. So they don't fit here and they go up. So this elevator works really fine for cows and for sheep, but it doesn't work for pigs and for chickens. Because the pigs, since they are only 1 block tall, they often get pulled by this water current and enter this empty space, and they get stuck there. So for the pigs, if we remove that block, they get stuck here again. So I came with this solution where we have where we have the water current, the slab, to make them enter into this block, and then we remove those blocks so they no longer get stuck there. And to prevent the water from flowing downwards, we use I use a ladder. You need to use the ladder. You can use signs, for example, because the peaks actually they fit through a one wide block space, but if you have a ladder, they no longer fit. They no longer fit in here. They are too fat. So having a ladder there makes it so the peaks don't fall again. Since they are fatter than 1 block, when they bump against that ladder, they are actually inside the water again. So they go up. And because we have air in this place, they don't get drowned. With this, for the cows, we need to have at some intervals we need to have an air pocket, and again a current, the slab, and this configuration, so they don't get drowned. But the pigs with this configuration, they don't get drowned. So that's a pretty neat solution, I think. Okay, let me sleep pretty fast, and okay, so this solution is pretty neat for the pigs. I suppose you can also use this for the cows and the sheep, but this one also works fine. Yeah, but maybe if you use this for the cows, you can also make a really tall elevator without interruptions, and they don't drown. But this doesn't work for the chickens. The chickens are really special because they fit in a half block. So if we have this slab, for example, the chickens will come here, and they will actually get stuck in that little space, and they will not move. So that's why we use a stair here. But the problem with chickens is that they can't swim up a water column, even if it's only source blocks. They, for some reason, they get stuck in the first block and they drown. So I came up with this solution. Well, I don't know if I invent this, probably not. Almost everything has been done in Minecraft already. But yeah, this is pretty neat because the chickens. Okay, let me spawn some chickens. That's why I was collecting some eggs. Oh, come on, yeah. One chicken, maybe two, maybe three. Come on, come on. Oh, one is coming. They're coming down already. Yeah, three chickens. Yeah, so the chickens enter the water elevator and they get pushed by this water current into this space, and when they jump, almost immediately, they get pushed by this water current and go up and go up and go up, and yeah. Sometimes the chicken can get stuck in that little space, but as soon as another one comes and gives it a little bump, yeah, like that. As soon as another one comes, they get pushed and they go up. Nice, right? So this is what I did in our mob farm, and right now it's working fine. I'm pretty happy with it. And yeah, also the animals are spawning even if they don't have access to sunlight. So the spawning waffles are working fine too. Okay guys, so this episode is going to be a little strange because I want to tell you a story. Uh, you know, those one in a lifetime stories. But first, a poem. When life is about to be spawned, that spongy depression releases its waters. The runny cream that nourishes the senses also carries the seeds to where flesh is created. But wait, you have mistaken the hole. Don't stop where ships don't belong, or the drops of death is what you are going to collect. Oh, too late. Did you get it? My dirty poem? Okay, so now the story. Well, before that, um, I haven't had so much time to play lately. I'm pretty busy at work. So, yeah, that's why I'm going to tell you a story. And also, it's because uh, if you saw my latest episode in the channel, it's about a new series, Sucking at Video Games. And it's about a game, we are playing a game called The Forest. And in that game, the first weapon you get, the first tool, is an axe. And this pretty nice axe is a strange axe. Uh, you know, all the planes, all the airplanes have in the cockpit, they have an axe that it's an emergency axe. So in the case of an emergency, the pilot can break the windshield or open up something to get out. And once I had one of those axes, and the story of why I have that axe is pretty interesting. And while I'm working in this place, I need to make the stairs to go all the way down. I'm going to tell you this story. Oh, by the way, this line. What's up, buddy? Yeah, that was my son, parenthood. So yeah, this line, this the sweet spot. Uh, you need to be behind this line for the animals to spawn. If you are here, you are too close, and actually the animals can't spawn. So yeah, while I work in this place, I'm going to tell you the story about that axe. Okay, so the dad of one of my friends, it's an airplane claims adjuster. And one day, one airplane went off the runway into the grassy area, and I guess when landing, and the front landing gear bent slightly. So after checking the sinister and stuff like that, it was concluded that that airplane had to be replaced. Sometimes replacing the plane for some reason is cheaper than fixing the the problem. So this plane had to be replaced, and for that, the plane had to be destroyed. So the way airplanes are destroyed is like with a torch, with an oxyacetylene torch or some kind of soldering machine, something like that. And the plane is cut into small pieces, like 2 meters by 2 meters squares, that are then piled up and taken away. But that process takes like 15 to 1 month. And the thing is that the parking of the airplane in the airport is really, really, really expensive. So there's a trade-off between paying the parking lot and paying for destroying the plane. So in this scenario, for some reason, it was cheaper to get rid of the airplane as fast as possible. So the company didn't have to pay that much for the parking lot. So my friend was like, "Hey, do you want to demolish a plane?" And I was like, "Of course." So we went to the airport to demolish this plane. Um, we were young, we were like 18, 19 years old. And of course, we were there just for help. The company hired like 10 or 15 professional airplane mechanics who were the ones that actually made the work, and we were there just for help. So they gave us uh, like a forklift, they gave us like a truck crane, a lot of power tools, drills, cutting saws, and stuff like that. So the task was to demolish completely the the airplane as fast as possible. I think the company only paid for 1 week of parking, so the work had to be done in like 4 or 5 days uh, at most. So yeah, it was a really really interesting job, and the whole plane was to be the whole plane needed to be destroyed. Nothing was useful except for the avionics, the controls of the plane that are in the cockpit. And I guess they also saved the seats, and I guess that was all they wanted to keep. But everything else had to be destroyed. So yeah, with power tools, we started demolishing the plane. They also give us like mallets and stuff like that, and yeah, we demolished the plane. It was quite interesting. At some point, we had to remove the rear landing gear. So what we did it was to attach the crane truck with the steel wire to the landed gear, and we thought like if we pull it so hard it will tear apart. But that wasn't the case, and the thing is that the landed gear has like a really 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 big bolt that it's impossible to remove by tearing. So the we ended up tearing up the wing before before the landing gear. Oh yeah, and about the wing, uh, the airplane still had jet fuel. So one of the mechanics told me, "Hey, grab that uh, screwdriver and check if there is still jet fuel in the wing." So I opened the lid, and I saw, yeah, there, and I told him, yeah, there's still jet fuel in there. So he said, okay, we need to remove that. We need to drain the tank before using the circular saw to cut the wing. But someone forgot to remove the jet fuel, and another mechanic went with the circular saw and start cutting the wing, and suddenly everything went on fire, like a small fire, not big. So yeah, the mechanics ran really really fast to get the fire extinguishers, and we extinguished the fire. Nothing happened, and then we drained the tank, the fuel tank. So we collected the fuel in like 200-liter tanks, and they asked me to take the forklift and transport the jet fuel to another place, and that was really scary. Another interesting part that I was involved in was we were about to cut the nose, the front part of the airplane. So we had access and the circular saw to chop the head off, basically. But like it's a cone, right? So when you cut the last part, it will top over. So they asked me to grab the forklift and to place it right in front of the nose and lift the forks to kind of support the nose of the plane. So when it's chopped down, it won't roll over. So yeah, I was there with the forklift applying pressure to the plane, and when the nose finally went off, the forklift jumped, wow, and I bumped my head into the roof of the forklift and everything. So yeah, it was a really really interesting job. What happened? What else happened? I guess that was everything. Oh yeah, one interesting thing that was that at some point the airport lent us a vehicle, like a strange vehicle that for some reason the steering wheel moved the rear tires. So in a normal vehicle, when you steer the wheel, the front tires are the ones that move. But in this vehicle, it was the rear tires, the ones that moved. So it was really awkward to drive that car. So I can't remember. I was transporting some tools or something, and I had to get around the plane, and the plane was tilted to one side. So one wing was facing up and the other wing was facing down. So I went with that vehicle, transporting this stuff, and because it feels so hard, so awkward to steer the wheel, I take a turn right where the wing that was facing down was, and I crash it with the wing, and the whole airplane shake it, and I was like super worried because come on, I crashed the plane, and I crashed the vehicle. Only a small part of the vehicle bent, but all the mechanics suddenly turned to look at me, and they were like, who cares? So yeah, nothing happened there. So yeah, that was my adventure. My friend got that in tape, so maybe I can find that footage, and if I'm allowed to, I will upload it to YouTube. But yeah, at the beginning I said that I had that axe. So what happened? Why I don't have it anymore? Okay, so one day every day in the afternoons I take my dogs to a walk. So one day I went to take that walk with my dogs, and when I came back home, I can't remember why I noticed, but I noticed that someone just broke in my house. And of course, the first thing I did was to check if my computer was still there, no? But yeah, my computer was there. So I started to search what happened, and I went to my shop, and I saw that a bunch of my tools were missing. So yeah, it turns out that my neighbor broke in and stole many of my tools, including that axe. So yeah, that was pretty sad. And then a few days later, I saw the one who broke in was the neighbor right next to me. And I know that because he was like acting suspicious and talking to me strangely, and uh, it was obvious that it was him. So a couple of days later, I saw another another neighbor that lives a couple of houses away. The son of that neighbor was chopping some sticks outside of his house, and I saw that he was doing it with my axe. But yeah, I decided to let that kid have my axe. By the way, that axe was like crap. It is not like the one in the forest that it's super sturdy. No, my axe was crap. While playing with my friends, I think we were chopping a tree or something like that, and the handle broke at some point. So I had to solder a new handle and make it look better. But yeah, it was crap. I guess it was like the plane was a small plane, and it was like a crappy plane, a passenger plane. So it was all dirty. It was old. So yeah, that's my story. Hmm. I just finished my story and I didn't tell you how I got the axe. So after the cockpit was disassembled, I guess someone threw it on the ground and I was passing by and saw it and grabbed it, and I asked the head of the team if I could keep it, and he said yes. But yeah, welcome to Meet Me, a new concept in butcher shops. Don't worry, this place is certified by the most rigorous norms I told you. It's kinda hidden and a bit dark because, rent is cheaper down here. But come on in, let me show you. Oh, when you come here to buy, please stand behind this line. Due to the current pandemic, we had to take some safety measures. So yeah, we are certified and you aren't going to get fresher meat than here. Actually, we kill the animals right here in the shop. Our products are so fresh that you can see the meat still palpitating a bit. But don't worry, we can assure you that no animal cruelty is involved. There is no crowding, and the animals are sacrificed in a humane way. They definitely aren't forced against their will to pass through dark, narrow passages, though. Please don't mind the blood. You caught us in the busy part of the day. Actually, this blood can't be washed off. It's like impregnated into the planks. We will need to replace that. But yeah, this is our cash register. Here we hang our tools. Here we chop the meat. And you can even purchase cooked meat. We also have plenty of storage up here. Okay, so let me show you where our animals come from. It's a bit cavernous down here, but no bats can be found yet. First, I was thinking in making a drop right from the butcher shop to this place, with a water bucket at the bottom and a water elevator to go up. But then I decided to make this cave. This is all handmade, and it was better because I was able to tell you the story of my axe. Okay, so God sends us the animals right through this hole, and we separate them here with this device just for fun. Anyways, We then transport them through these canals into the elevators that go straight up to the shop and then to your mouth. Look how happy they are. So yeah, I guess this place is working optimally. Okay guys, I think it will be it for today. As you can probably hear, it's late and I'm quite tired. Oh, by the way, sorry for the lack of videos. This will probably be the rate at which I will upload the videos. You see, before I uploaded the first video, I already had about 4 or 5 episodes recorded, and now videos are uploaded as I finish them, so I hope you are okay with that. But please leave your comments in the complaints and suggestions mailbox down below. I will appreciate it a lot. Thank you for watching. Bye.